No, I'm about to go in. Told me that I couldn't do it, but I gotta bring it back, so they're really numb with it. Let's go. Tell me where you're from, where you stay. Now I keep it lit from the coast to the bay. Peace on the right.
If you guys are sick of wasting money on packs, go check out my sponsor. They offer the cheapest and most reliable way to buy coins straight from the source. Use code MAZE at checkout for 15% off your entire order.
Yes! Yes!
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I know you guys are gonna love today's video. I know it because it's a free ebook, and you guys always love free ebooks. And not only is it a free ebook, it's a free ebook on the most popular and best offense in the game, and that is Gun Bunch Offset. Specifically, we're going over Gun Bunch Offset out of the Indianapolis Colts playbook. This is the offense I have seen most common online. This is the offense I've seen most common in the MCS. This is what all the pros are running. There's a few different reasons why this offense is so effective this year. One is because there are absolute bombs out of it. You can bomb pretty much every coverage in the game for a one-play score. And on top of that, the reads are super simple. There's not many adjustments needed, and you're hitting all the areas of the field effectively with very clear reads, great spacing. And so after this video, if you guys are not that good at the game and are struggling for any reason on offense, I'm sure you will be dominating kids after this video. I can almost guarantee that. So it's going to be a long one. I'm going to be more casual with it, just going over the different plays and all the setups that I use for them. Additionally, guys, I am going to make a document with a screenshot of all the route combos I'm going over in this video. So if you do want to reference that later when you're playing, if you don't want to take notes or whatever, you can just look at that and it will have a picture of all the route combos. And that way, when you're online, if you don't remember everything, which obviously you won't, you're going to have that picture that you can reference and just hold on to. It's a great tool. Highly recommend you use it. But as always, before we get into the video, we're going to go over the best and the worst comment of the day. The best comment coming from Hybrid Jones, who said, Maze and Civil as Mutt commentators. They got my vote. You got my vote too, Hybrid Jones. Can I call you Hybrid? Thank you. Thank you, Hybrid. And the worst comment coming from Mars, who said, I would love to have a virtual civil to keep me company while I play Madden. Where can I purchase this? Once I get a bigger monitor, I would purchase the virtual Mazo Buddy too. Hopefully the forehead fits on the screen. You feel good about yourself after typing that? One last thing before we get in the video, if you have any extra questions, you can always check out my live stream. I stream almost daily at twitch.tv/mazomatic. You guys can ask those questions live in the chat, actually, and usually I try my best to answer any questions. If I don't answer it, someone else in the chat might be able to answer it for you. And additionally, if you want more gameplay from your boy, go check out my second channel, Mazomatic Live. I post a lot of different gameplays that don't make it to the main channel that are from the live stream over there. So be sure to go check it out. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, so here we are in practice mode. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit more conversational and casual, so the video is going to be a little bit longer, but I'm just going to be having a conversation with you, just me and you in here alone in a room. I'm in your ears. Just relax. We'll get through this together. As you can see, I'm in Gun Bunch Offset. I'm going to be using the Chiefs because they are the best offensive team in the game. That's literally it. And I'm in the Indianapolis Colts offensive playbook, as I said earlier. I get a lot of questions about what playbook I'm in, even though it's in the title. I am in the Indianapolis Colts offensive playbook. I'm going to say that one more time. I'm in the Indianapolis Colts offensive playbook. Please do not comment asking what playbook. It's the Indianapolis Colts. But as you can see, Gun Bunch Offset. As for personnel, there's nothing you really need. I will say the ability I like to use in Ultimate Team the most is Short in Elite. I put Short in Elite on my tight end and as many receivers as I can because the ability is a little bit glitched and it gives you a better route running on like random routes. It's supposed to only work on short in routes, but it works on pretty much every route. The main receiver you're going to want to have Short in Elite on is this outside receiver on either side. Those are the guys that are going to be running the post route in double post. And if you have Short in Elite, that is pretty much unguardable. It beats man coverage every zone. It's the best route in the game, really. And so make sure you're using Short in Elite where you can. Other than that, try to have fast receivers with good route running. I know that's obvious, but again, I'd say maybe your best receiver on the outside. Those tend to be the guys I throw to the most. So your outside receivers are maybe the most important here. Once again, I'm using the Chiefs. There's a lot of speed here. We're gonna go over our audibles. So Gun Bunch Offset, our audibles, we're going to switch out spacing, switch for double post. So our top one's going to be double post. We're going to leave inside zone. We're going to leave verts halfback under. And our bottom one, we're going to make mesh post. So these are the audibles now. Double post, inside zone split, verts halfback under, and mesh post. In my opinion, these are the plays I use the most. They hit all different areas of the field. So if I do want to audible, that is right there at my disposal. However, there's a lot of other plays I use in this playbook. So I'm not just going to be going over my audible plays. I'm going to be going over pretty much every setup I use because there are a lot of different versatile plays in here. All right. So that's just a basic intro. And the first play we are going to get into is probably the best in the game, and that is verts halfback under, which is in every single playbook. So as you can see on my screen, the play art, verts halfback under. It might not be called this exact play in other playbooks, but no matter what playbook you're in, they're going to have some variation of this play. And this is definitely, without a doubt, the best play in the game because you can make a whole scheme out of this. Even at the highest level, you could run this every single down and do pretty well on offense. So on defense, we're just going to run nickel 3-3-5 wide. We're going to run a cover 3. And this is the most common defense you're going to see in the game when you are playing online. Pretty much everyone's running nickel 3-3-5 wide. Pretty much everyone's base defense is going to be a cover 3. Cover 4 is very popular this year too, but like I said, usually cover 3 is going to be the primary. So this is what your play art looks like on defense when you come out. I don't know. I want the safety on the strong side there to give you like a worst case scenario. So here we are. Worst case scenario right here. Our bunch is to the short side. We got a safety right over the top of our bunch. And normally that would indicate that the cover 3 beater wouldn't really work because that safety being on the right side is going to usually cover pretty well deep. But for some reason this year, and this is the verts play I'm talking about. For some reason this year, the safety ends up being like pushed towards the center of the field, and it leaves the one-play touchdown wide open. So it doesn't matter what hash you're on. It doesn't matter where the safety is. If they're in a cover 3, all you got to do to get a one-play touchdown is streak either circle or R1. I prefer to streak circle because R1's on a really nice crossing route that is a good stock route. So circle, I'd rather have him on the streak there. And if you watch the play... And, of course, I got his. I threw it. But you can see circle was wide open. The safety kind of ran to the middle of the field. I am going to run this again. And hopefully don't get screamed at this time so I can throw the ball. But here, we're going to streak circle again. And I just want to show you guys really quickly. Get a little bit of time. That safety, I don't know why, just gets out of dodge. He, like, just runs away from that side that he's on and goes back to the middle field. And now what we're going to do is actually flip the play and show you that it works to the other side as well. Safety's on the correct side once again. And so if we just streak the outside guy, this time it's square. We wait. You see the safety opens his hips back towards the middle of the field. And so even though he should be over the top of that streak, if we look at the replay, for some reason the streak on the other side of the field is going to pull him away. So this was our deep zone in the middle that is over the top of the streak, right over the top. Should be playing it pretty well. But then as you see, as the play develops more and more, he opens his hips and just starts running to the middle of the field. And then obviously that's going to leave this wide open. So the reason you might be wondering why this outside third is not playing it is because the wheel route from the tight end is sucking him down. So he starts opening his hips running with the streak. But then this wheel route gets out in the open, and he's like, wait, let me play this. My safety in the middle's got me. And obviously the safety in the middle did not have him, and that's what leaves it wide open. So that play verticals alone is a cover 3 bomb. It also is a bomb against match coverage. So we're going to call the same play. This time I'm going to run match. We're going to run cover 4, show 2. This is going to be a match concept, and it's going to be the exact same thing. If you streak either guy, we're going to streak circle right here. Wait a little bit. He just runs right by him. It's just wide open. And so cover 4 match, cover 3. There's ways to use verticals to beat a cover 2 as well. Against a cover 2, you're going to really want to hit the sideline. So we're going to audible to a Tampa 2. And if you are trying to beat a cover 2 with this play, I would recommend running it to the wide side. It gives you a little bit more space. I'm going to streak R1, or you can streak your tight end and leave R1 on the crosser. I didn't mean to reset my play. But we're going to flip it again. We're going to streak our tight end, actually, because we do like that crosser. And then this wheel route from Robinson is actually what's going to get open up the sideline. So once again, we are on cover 2 on defense. You just wait a little bit. That cover 2 on the sideline, that wheel route. Again, practice mode is a little weird. That's going to be a bomb all day in MUT. So overall, that is how you beat pretty much every coverage with verticals for a one-play score. Now let's actually get into like how you can scheme around this play. Other setups you can use so you're not just throwing it to the one-play score every time. So a lot of times when I'm running verticals, I am going to have the one-play touchdown on the field. I'm just going to have it on the field within 1 second of hiking the ball. I'm going to see whether or not that's going to be open. You can tell if it's cover 3. You can tell if the outside guy is in a deep half. For example, in this cover 3, if we do run cover 3 buzz again, all you got to do is put this outside corner in a deep half. You see how I just put Darby in a deep half now? Now the one-play score is not going to work. That outside zone is going to run with the streak. He's going to cover it and it won't work. So if your opponent does that, you should have other reads on the field. In this case, your other read is the crosser from R1 or the flat route or the little in route from Edwards-Helaire. So the user is going to have to choose either the crosser from Hill or the in route from Helaire. So you can easily just check it down right there. I was clicked on Darby, so he didn't run deep, but you have other checkdowns on the field. You don't need to throw it to the one-play score every time. And then another beautiful thing, like I just showed you guys before, is that crossing route you can actually wait on. So let's say, once again, we're in a cover 3. All right, so here we are once again with the look. We got the deep half to stop the one-play score. Then on offense, we're just running the same thing. We're streaking circle. And I want you to watch this crosser is actually a really nice read. You can get a lot of yards. Pass lead it down and away. Possession catch right there, that's like 35 yards. And so that's on top of the cover 3 bomb we already have on this play. So your opponent has a lot to worry about just from this verticals play. Like, we're only making one hot route, and you can just pretty much quick hack this play and have a million different things open. So that is one setup you can use. That's just the streak right there, like I told you guys. Another great setup is if you actually motion out this wheel route, you can put your tight end on a streak, or you can put your tight end on a drag. Both of those are good setups. Something I also like to do sometimes, put the tight end on a streak. You can put your outside guy on a drag, and you can block your running back. A lot of times in 3-3-5 wide, people like to send 5. They're going to get a guy free if you send out 5 routes a lot of times, if their user occupies one of the linemen. So if you block your running back, that's usually going to stop that. You can also block your tight end, put your running back on an out route or something like that. Delay fading your tight end this year is a really good way to get an extra blocker and then still have him in the pass game. And then the final thing I want to show you about this play, let's reset the play here, is how great this motioned out wheel route can be. So when you are doing this, I like to run it to the wide side of the field, all right? So that is going to give you a lot more space to throw this wheel route. If you look at our defense, you see the person responsible for covering the sideline is Chubb right here. Chubb is in a quarter flat, so this is match. We're actually going to change it to a cover 3. So he's in a curl flat. But a lot of times what this linebacker or safety is going to do is they're going to press whoever's in front of them. And then when they do that, you're going to have the sideline wide open to quick throw this wheel route. So I want to show you right now. I was on him once again, not giving a good look. But that's 20 yards. That's an easy 20 yards to quick throw. That's great at the end of games if you are out of timeouts. You need to get to the sideline quickly. I'm going to get off Chubb so you can actually see how he's going to play it. But if we run something like this, which again, I really like this route combo. And you see Chubb isn't going to get there. Like, Chubb isn't going to get there. I get out of bounds. I got 20, 25 yards. Like I said, great at the end of game. And honestly, it's just another thing for their user to worry about. When you start motioning this guy out, their user's going to have to start clicking onto the linebacker, dragging him out to the sideline. And it just becomes really complicated on defense for such a simple thing you're doing on offense. This is, again, just verticals. It's in every playbook. All you're doing is motioning this guy out, and your opponent's worried about a one-play touchdown. Your opponent's worried about the wheel route. He's worried about the crosser. He's worried about the running back in route. There's a lot of things to worry about on this play just for something as simple as that. Another thing to look out for is if this guy does start motioning out Chubb. Let's get back to that cover 3. Motions out Chubb to cover that. Let's say his user's on Johnson right here, okay? So now you realize if that motioned out guy is going to cover the sideline, now the user in the middle is going to have to make a choice between Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce. You can throw to either one of those guys if the sideline is covered. So once again, quick throw to that little wheel route from your tight end. That's another 20 yards. I'm just saying, this play is so simple, yet you can make an entire scheme. You can throw it to somebody different every time, and it is one of the best plays in the game. So that about covers it for verticals. I am going to get into my next favorite play, which is double post. The next play I'm going to show you is double post. This is only in gun bunch offset, so this is going to be pretty much only in Indianapolis, Carolina. I think it's in a few others. I think it might be in the Eagles. I don't really know. It's in a few others, but Indianapolis and Carolina are the two main ones that people are going to use. Double post is literally a work of art. There's no other play in the game that effectively hits all the areas of the field like this one. So we're going to call double post. I do like to run this to the wide side of the field. It gives you a little bit more space. And on defense, we are just going to call a cover 3 buzz once again. So like I said, we're to the wide side of the field. Double post is the play. This is the play stock. And you need about 2 setups for this play. You could freestyle other setups, but the 2 I like to run, the first one, you can run every single play and someone will be open. All you got to do is drag R1. So Tyreek Hill, just drag him. All right. Now I'm going to tell you why this play is so good. Okay. You got a high-low on the right side of the field. Okay. You can either hit high on Hardman on that corner route, that C route, or you can hit low on Tyreek Hill in the drag. You got a high-low on the left side of the field with just Travis Kelce. You can quick throw the wheel route, hit the flats, or you can wait and hit a little bit deeper down the sideline in the wheel route. That's a high-low on that left side. You also have a high-low over the middle of the field. You can throw either the drag or the running back in route, or you can throw the post. So you have a high-low on the right side of the field, left side of the field, and the middle of the field. So that's why this play is so good. You can literally find an open receiver against pretty much any defense. So I'm going to get on the defense, and then we can call this play. Like I said, we are running just cover 3. And the main read you're going to have, the first read you always want to look at is your tight end. Because if you can throw it to the flats for your tight end, which you can against any zone, even a hard flat, the only way they're going to cover that is a hard flat set to 0 yards. Maybe a 5-yard hard flat could cover it. But you're pretty much going to always be able to throw this tight end. And they're always going to have, not always, but most of the time they're going to have a DB out there. And in Mutt, if you guys have been playing this year, you know tight ends absolutely dominate DBs in after the catch. So, again, just look to throw this every time. You're going to break tackles. You're going to get 10, 20, sometimes 30 yards out of this. Sometimes you're even going to take it for a touchdown. If they only have one guy out there, he breaks a tackle. Sometimes your tight end's gone. So, again, very simple, easy, quick play. First read is going to be that tight end in the flats. Always throw that shit. The next read you're going to throw is either the drag or your running back. Usually the user is going to come down because he's trying to touch one of your O-linemen or wreak some havoc on the O-line. And then he's going to be right in the area of the drag and the running back route. He's going to choose one. You can always throw it to the other one. So, again, it might not be doing a good job here of showing it because there's no user on defense. But, again, you throw it to either of those guys, it's 10, 15 yards. If they break a tackle or there's a missed tackle, sometimes it results in a lot more than in that. So, once again, right now we're seeing that Tyreek Hill is just an easy read. So now we're going to be playing hard flats and bringing these hook curls down. Like if your opponent's really catching on you, throwing those other routes, you might start playing aggressively here. But that's when you're going to hit the post behind him. And the cool thing about this is if you throw it at the right time, it can be a one-play touchdown. And now, I should have used a quarterback with set feet lead because I see Mahomes is kind of hanging this ball out there. But if you throw that post route, the user comes down and they're playing, like I said, hard flats and everything. And you throw that post route, a lot of times you can rack it and take it right up the seam between the outside zone and the safety. So once again, I'm just going to throw that post route. I'm not doing a great job because, again, like I said, there's no user. And if Mahomes delivers that on a laser, a lot of times they rack that and go up the seam right there. So that is setup number 1. Setup number 2 is if they are sending a little bit of heat at you and you want extra blockers, you can block your running back. If you really need to, you can block your tight end. I'm going to leave him here just because I don't really need to right now. And you're actually going to motion Tyreek across. And now you got a slant post combo over the middle that's going to give you a high-low over the middle still. That's a little bit better against a blitzing look. Because a lot of times if they're blitzing, they're running man or they don't have a lot of guys in coverage because they're sending extra pass rushers. So in that case, this look is going to be great. Again, if it's open down low, you take that slant. I could have thrown the tight end wheel also. And another thing that's great about this second setup right here is it's a great man beater because both the post from Robinson and the slant from Tyreek and the C route from Hardman all beat man coverage pretty consistently. Slants beat man coverage, I'd say 80 to 90% of the time. The post route from Robinson, if you have short and elite, beats man coverage damn near 100% of the time. I don't think I've ever seen it get bagged. And then the C route from Hardman, I'd say wins 50 to 75% of the time, just from my experience. The flat route from Kelce, not really going to beat man coverage too well unless you got a really, really fast tight end who can kind of maybe burn his man up the sideline. But overall, this is a great look against man coverage because their users going to have to make... I didn't even run man coverage. Let me run that back. So let's run a man blitz right here, okay? So let's say your opponent has been blitzing out of man coverage, right? So let's just pretend this isn't actually what a good blitz would look like. But let's say your opponent's blitzing, right? And you're running double post. You can block, max protect. I like to put my tight end on delay fade, but you can block extra guys to block this blitz. And then you're going to see... Of course, I didn't get the time, but I don't know what's going on with practice mode. You guys are going to have to bear with me that this practice mode is playing different than it would online because I'm just getting screamed at. Things are not getting open that normally would get open. But we are going to run man coverage again. Pretend they're running some type of blitz, right? Like I said, that is what our play looks like. If we can get a little bit of time here. I mean, that again, that looked weird. I don't know why he was so wide open. Not normally that wide open, but as you can see, all those routes beat man coverage. So it's another great setup against man. But those are the two setups. It's really as simple as that. The first one, once again, drag R1. The second one is if you need some extra blocking, you can block whoever you need, and it would look something more like this. So those are your two setups. It's really that simple. I don't need to go keep running this play over and over again, but double post, again, amazing play. If you're using this offense, this should be pretty much the #1 play you call. Next play we're going to talk about in your audibles is inside zone split. I don't need to say much about this. I am going to say a few words when we get into it. What I do want to say is the first tip when running the ball, do not hold R2 and accelerate behind the line of scrimmage. Only start accelerating when there's open field in front of you and you're trying to get away from defenders. If you accelerate behind the line of scrimmage, A, your change of direction and turning is extremely, extremely slow, and B, it actually gives the defense better block sheds. I don't know why it works that way, but the defenders block shed much better when you hold R2. Now, if you look at this play, you see the tight end Travis Kelce is coming down to crack block and push out that outside linebacker. Because of that, there's actually a really nice cutback. What's going to happen on defense is a lot of times the user is going to try to fill this hole because that's the initial hole that you're running to. It's going to leave you an amazing cutback lane to the right. And you don't need to cut back too hard. So I'm actually going to put this guy right here on a blitz just to mimic a user what he would do. And if you can get by that, there was kind of a clusterfuck right there. But if you can get inside that tight end and behind your other lineman, the computer's playing amazing. You guys just gonna have to take my word for it. This run is actually a really good run. And let's see if we can. I keep bumping into that guy, but as you can see, we cut back there, we get out, and with a little speed, you could even sometimes take that for a touchdown. But overall, very solid run to lean on. Primarily a pass-first offense, but if you are going to run the ball, this inside zone split is not a bad run play. The next play we're going to talk about is mesh post. This has historically been one of the most popular plays in Madden history. It used to only be in the West Coast alternative playbook. It is now in a lot of different playbooks, including Indianapolis. So mesh post, beautiful play. We are going to call mesh post, and we're going to go against cover 3. As usual. We'll show you against other looks too. But the cool thing about this is that running back route is not a normal wheel route. If we put the running back on a normal wheel route, you see how much further outside it is versus the one they give you stock is actually a few yards inside. Now, that's going to make a big difference because it's going to get inside any flat zone. So the only way to cover this running back wheel route is with a yellow zone. And we'll see the hook curl is not going to play. It needs to be a vert hook. So if a vert hook isn't there, which most of the time is not going to be, they're either going to need to man up the running back or user it. So that's another thing for the defense to think about. If you have other reads on the field and they now got to worry about this running back route that gets open against almost any zone, it's going to be an opponent who doesn't really know what they're doing is going to start to get very frustrated. So in order to make this play work very effectively, I have two setups. I'll show you both of them. It's very similar to how I ran double post. But the first thing you're going to want to do is put your outside receiver on an out route. That is actually going to drag any flat zone, meaning a hard flat, cloud flat, soft squat, curl flat, seam flat, any of those zones, it's going to drag them to the outside because they're automatically going to think, I got to go cover the sideline. I got to cover this out route from Hardman. And then that's what's going to open up the running back. Okay, so that's the right side of the field. On the left side of the field, I'm going to put Tyreek Hill, my slot receiver, on a hitch route, and then I'm going to leave the outside guy in the post. So this is going to give a somewhat of a high-low look on the left side, but what's really going to happen is the user is going to have to choose either the right side of the field or the left side of the field. If the user runs to the right side of the field to cover the running back, you can always throw that backside hitch from Tyreek Hill. The post is going to drag any zone over the middle to the right, and the flat route from your tight end is going to drag any flat zone to the left. That's going to leave Tyreek Hill wide open. So your user is going to have to choose the running back or the hitch. And as I show you right now, so I'm going to pretend that Johnson right here is a user. We're going to man him up on the running back to try to mimic the user following the running back. And then on this play, I'm going to show you exactly what happens on the left side of the field. So once again, this is the setup. Out route the right receiver, hitch the R1 receiver. And if you watch right here, of course I got hit. But as you can see, Tyreek Hill was wide open. I'm going to show you in the replay exactly what I was talking about. So once again, taking a look at the instant replay, this was our user defender. He runs with the running back wheel, so we're not going to throw that. This flat route from the tight end is going to take this curl flat outside. This post route is going to take this hook curl inside. As you see, he followed that. And that leaves you wide open to throw this hitch. Now, it might not seem like a big deal, but if you throw this hitch a few times, guess what? Now your opponent's thinking about it. He might start to user it, and then you can throw the running back. He might just start manning up this guy on the hitch. That leaves the post wide open. You start getting bigger gains that way. And again, messing with your opponent's head. We're going to call the same play again. I'm just going to show you different looks. Now I'll show you this against cover 2. Now this is actually going to be match, and I can't actually set my zone drop. So this isn't going to play like a normal cover 4. So I'm going to have to explain some things to you guys. But the same setup we use for a cover 3, this first one right here, is going to work well against a cover 4. Once again, that running back route is going to get inside that flat zone all the time. No flat zone is going to play that. If they do, you got cheated out of your mind, because a pass lead inside on that should get wide open against any flat zone. Another great setup against a cover 4 is you put both these outside receivers on the left on curls. I'll show you right now what I'm talking about. Now, obviously, the user would have chose that one right there, but if he didn't choose that and ran to the running back, you could throw that inside hitch. This is going to be a great zone beater against any zone coverage because, like I said, the running back gets open against any zone other than a vert hook, so they're going to have to user or man that. And then both of these curl routes are going to be open because the flat is going to drag out any flat zone. If the flat zone does not drag out with the tight end, you could throw it to the tight end every time. For example, right here, you see the flat zone ran with the tight end to the sideline, and it left that curl wide open. So that is what we're looking at on this second setup right here. And then the final setup, which is going to be really good against zone and man coverage, is once again, we are going to out route circle. And then instead of putting him on a hitch, we're going to put Tyreek Hill on a slant. So now we got a high-low over the middle. We also have that great running back wheel route. We have the flat route to our tight end. But the reason we like this against man is because both the slant and the post from Robinson are great man-beating routes. Now, I did not run man coverage. I actually ran match. I see, it's hard to play offense and defense. You got to bear with me, boys. I'm trying to do both right now to show you all kinds of looks. But let's run some man coverage now, right? And I'll show you what this looks like as I get on an actual lineman this time. So again, this is a great man-beating route. Make the user make a choice. A lot of times they're going to run with the slant. If they don't, throw the slant. Everything's playing weird. I should have chose a team with set feet lead too, because Mahomes, I feel like these balls are just floating out there. But you guys get the picture. Those are the 3 setups for mesh posts. I'll go over them briefly one more time. The first one, for all of them, you're going to out route the right receiver. For the first setup, you just put Tyreek Hill on a hitch. Second setup, you put both your bunch receivers on curl routes, motion this guy out. And the final setup is you slant Tyreek Hill, motion him over. Those are your 3 setups for mesh posts. Again, learn them, love them. Great pick right there to end it. So that's going to cover all the plays from your audibles, but that is not even close to all the plays we like to run in this book. We are still going to go over spacing switch, PA read, speed dig, Z spot, curl flat, flood, and smash return. Okay, I know that's a lot, but these other ones, there's not going to be as many setups. It's just pretty much going to be one setup. So the first one we're going to actually look at is Z spot. It's very, very, very simple. You can run this against cover 4, cover 3, man coverage. You can run it against a lot. All you're going to do, streak the outside receiver. Literally it. A lot of times people are going to be sending 5 at you. Okay, so that leaves only 1 defender in the middle of the field. Their user is going to have to either run to the left side of the field to cover the corner route, or he's going to have to stay home and cover the slant route. Whatever he chooses, you choose the opposite. So in this case, we are going to pretend that we are running an online Mike Blitz 3. This is what it's going to look like, right? They're usually sending 5 at you. They got a user in the middle. That's what everyone's defense is looking right now. We're going to man him up to the slant and pretend that's who he decided to cover. And then in that case, you know that corner route, pass lead it down and away to the sideline, 25 yards every time, okay? Now, if they start to adjust their zone drops to the point where they're playing over the top like that and they're actually covering it, you can throw the tight end flat route every time. So the only way they're going to cover this is if they start to double Mabel the sideline. Otherwise, you know, you're going to be picking apart that sideline until they double Mabel it. Once they double Mabel it, then, or if their user decides to run over there, so let's say the user followed... Sorry, I'm trying to play offense and defense. I know I'm bitching about it. Let's say the user follows the corner route, right? That's going to leave the middle of the field wide open. And you can throw that backside slant pretty quickly. It's good against the blitz for the backside slant. One thing I would say be careful of if they have seam flats here. So let's say we call Mike Blitz 3. These are seam flats. A lot of times these seam flats are going to match down and they're going to play the slant kind of in the middle of the field right here. So you might have to wait a little bit longer. Be careful about these seam flats. I'm telling y'all right now. But like I said, this play is very simple. The only adjustment is streaking the outside guy. Another adjustment you can do if you really want to is motion over this guy so it makes it like a post. You can do something maybe like that. Like this is a solid route combo you can have. This is going to actually get deep behind. Well, right there, we're just going to, we don't have time, so we're just going to throw the drag. But that, if you motion it over, it's actually going to get behind even 30-yard zone drops. So if you have the time to wait, which you probably won't if I'm being completely honest, and I would actually maybe even run this to the short side if you are going to motion over this corner and turn it into a post. But this is like a solid route combo, I'd say. Like this is very bad, very not bad. Motion. You see how open that is? No zone drop is going to cover that. It's similar to a crosser. So again, that's another great play. Z spot. Next play we're going to go over is speed dig. This is another great play that is very simple. You can run it against pretty much any zone coverage. You can run it against man coverage. We are just going to call something simple like Mike Blitz 3. Playing hard flats like everybody does. And the cool thing about this play is the two routes you love are the crosser from Tyreek Hill and that delayed in route from Robinson. If you streak your outside guy, you could, if you want, block your tight end and the running back to get extra time. That's a solid route combo if they're sending heat at you. If they are not, I'm going to put both those guys on out routes, okay? And then you're going to motion out this guy and hike it. Quick throw the out route if you get hit, if you get pressure. You don't have to. Obviously, I only got like 1 or 2 yards there. Not a great read. Because I blitzed, but now when we block and we blitz, that's what it looks like, right? And now you see you're gonna have this guy coming over the middle right there. You can throw that. If the user runs with that, you just simply wait and throw the backside in route. It's that simple. So I'm actually gonna play a little bit of a different defense right here. And I'm going to man up the crosser. So look at this defense, and let's pretend the user is manned up on the crosser right now. And this is when we'd run with the double outs like that. Sorry, I meant to streak that outside guy. And now you're going to see how open that backside in route gets if you get the time. So let's say you ran with the crosser. Now, obviously, the user wasn't there. The user, pretend he was with the crosser. The middle of the field would have been wide open anyways. That's going to turn into a gain of like 30 to 40 yards. I know I'm not doing a great job of showing you guys this, but let's pretend that this guy just ran with the crosser, right? So that was our first read. If he runs with the crosser, then it's not going to be open. But right now, you see it would have been open. I could have thrown that, but let's pretend the user ran with it. That's going to leave the middle of the field wide, stinking open, and then that's when you can throw this delayed in route. And because it's so delayed, you have a ton of space to run. So we got, you can get 30, 40 yards out of this. Sometimes if you make a move, you can even get a touchdown. So that was speed dig. That is another very big staple of this play. The next play we're going to look at is smash return. Now, smash return looks very similar to bench pivot. If I can find bench pivot on the left side there. Smash return looks very similar, but there's a few differences, as I will show you guys right now. The main difference is this outside route from Robinson. It's like a reverse whip, reverse zig. And that route is awesome because of the way it delays over in the flat. It actually drags down a lot of flat zones, which opens up things for your tight end over the top. So all I did there is I motioned this guy out. I streaked my slot Tyreek Hill. Now, if we look at the play, fucking Mahomes just hanging the ball in the air, though. But that's just another simple read is if I show you the replay, the way this zig route hung out here for a little bit, it kept this guy occupied. And then by the time he was ready, you see, by the time he's ready to go back and try to play the corner, it's way too late. The corner's already out there. And it's because this outside zig takes so long to develop, it really holds guys down there in the flat. Now, if you wanted to on this route, route setup, this route combo, if you will, you can just wait and throw that whip later. Again, because it's so long developing. Yeah, it took a little bit too long that time. Usually there's going to be a big pocket over in the middle of the field. A lot of times the way people are running defense right now is they're only having one user in the middle of the field. So they'll have all their zones on the sideline and deep, and they're going to rely on their user over the middle. And that's when you're going to be able to throw that zig late, because a lot of times what's going to happen, God, I don't even know what's going on. A lot of times what's going to happen is they're either going to run to the sideline or try to cover the in route, and then the zig route is going to be the thing that you can just throw late. So let's not doing a good job of showing you guys because I can't play offense and defense. But as you can see, there was a huge pocket right there. So trying to show you guys once again, as we like to play, let's pretend the user just ran out here with the corner route, because a lot of times they're going to recognize it and run out there. There's going to be nothing in the middle of the field. You can throw this in route, as you saw, was wide open, or you can throw late the zig route underneath. Okay, there's a lot of different options there on that route. Very simple. Once again, just streak and motion. That's it. The next play we're going to talk about is PA read. This is actually a great play for one-play touchdowns. There's a Z post in there that is phenomenal. PA read. So this is PA read. What we're going to do on this for the most part is we're going to streak R1 and we're going to put our left receiver on an in route or a slant. If they are pressed in a cover 3, which a lot of people do, a lot of times you can actually get that post route open over the left side third. And I'm going to try to show that to you right now. You see right there, if you throw it on time, that's going to be a one-play touchdown against cover 3. If it's backed off, a lot of times that third is going to get there, so you really need to be careful throwing this. That is an easy way to throw picks, so be very, very careful about that. Now, against cover 4, and again, it's matched right now, so I'm not going to be able to show you too well, but against a cover 4, it's also a one-play touchdown using the exact same setup. You just have to wait for it to get to the left side. Of course, it's match. Of course, it's match. You just got to wait on it, and it's matched, so it's not really showing you correctly, but just trust me, it's one-play touchdown against cover 4. You got to wait for it to get on the sideline. You have to wait for it to get past this quarter. In a cover 4, this quarter from Simmons is the one that is going to make a play on the ball. So you need to wait till he's to the left of that zone. If anything, it would probably work better running it from the wide side to the short side because it's just less ground for him to cover. So we're just going to run it again. I'm going to try to get on the D lineman. That's our offensive play. That's our defensive play. All I did was streak and block. And match is so weird, and we got screamed at. I don't know what that was, but you guys are going to have to trust me again. That is a bomb. Now, another way you can run this is without streaking R1, just motion out the Z post. This is a kind of a cool look because the in route's going to beat man coverage. This is what I normally would do against man. So let's say we're running man coverage. The in route's going to beat man coverage. The crosser from Tyreek's going to beat man coverage, and the Z post is going to beat man coverage as well. So that's a lot of different options you got here. As you see right there, the crosser is open. Again, ball's kind of floating there from Mahomes, but also the Z post is going to get open if I don't even know if I need to show you this. But let's run man coverage again. So there's our man coverage look. There's our offensive play. We are going to motion out the Z post. So as I just showed you guys, the crosser beats man. And if I can get the time, which I did not, if you have a fast receiver, the Z post can beat man as well. So does the in route. That's just another secondary setup for that play. So the next play we're going to look at has been a staple in the Madden community for a long time, and it's called flood. Flood is good against pretty much any coverage, man or zone, and there are very few adjustments needed, which is why people love it. So we are going to call it cover 3 again. We are going to look at flood. I accidentally came out to the short side. I'm just going to flip my play now. But you could just run it stock like this. This is a great play as it is stock. You can put your running back on a little out route if you want. You could put him on even like an option route like that. I tend to prefer to put him on an out route or just block him. But we're just going to show you guys the play stock. Again, tight end's always going to be the first read. If they don't cover the flats, you just gave me 15, 20, 30 yards, depending on how many tackles I break. So if they're not covering the hard flats, throw the hard flats. It's literally that simple. They'll adjust pretty quickly. Trust me. Another adjustment you can make, which if you do want to make it a little bit better against zone especially, is if you just hitch that receiver. What's going to happen is everything flowing to the left from the bunch is going to drag all the zones out to the left. That's going to leave the hitch wide open right where he is. And then the user, if he doesn't cover the backside in, you can just throw that hitch. If the user covers the hitch, you can throw the backside in. So, again, you can put your running back on an out route as well to make things a little bit more clear out there. So, again, I threw it to the running back that time. Little spin move. You give me the flats, I'm going to take it and make you pay for it. But I'm going to actually show you not throwing to the flats this time. So, once again, just hitch the square receiver. Put your running back on a little out route. Great route combo right here. You throw that out route. Great against zone coverage. It gets to the right spot on the field to kind of be a weird spot for zone drops. And then on top of that, if we run man coverage. So I'm going to show you guys against man coverage too. This is man coverage on defense. On offense, we're just going to do the same thing. Hitch the outside guy and then put the other guy on an out route. And you're going to see both the in route and the out route do a great job of beating man coverage. They were both open. And the man coverage didn't stick. Now, if they have zone drops and stuff in the way, you are going to have to rely on throwing the other routes. The out route from the running back beats man coverage very, very easily. So that's another option you have. But against all zones, you have a lot of options here. You have a high-low on the left side of the field. You have a high-low on the right side of the field. And then you have a hitch route that's going to sit in between zones as well. There's not many zones that are going to cover that hitch route. I think a hook curl eventually does come down. I don't think a 3-rec will play it, though. So we are going to put him in some type of hook curl right here. And so I'm going to see if that is going to play that hitch. Let me take a look. Yeah, that played the hitch actually really well. So a yellow zone in the middle of the field is going to play that hitch. But like I said, most people are not running any yellow zones on their field. They are covering flats on the sideline, and then they're usering over the middle. So by having that hitch there, what you're actually doing is you're going to cause the user who's right here to make a choice between the hitch or that in route, right? So if he covers over here on the hitch, you can throw the in route to Hardman behind him. If he runs back here to cover Hardman, that hitch is going to be wide open. So he's going to have to make a choice. Like I said, that's what makes this play so good against man and zone. Is again, you're hitting all different areas of the field. So flood, another fantastic staple you should be running in your offense. Now we've gone over a lot, but the final play I'm going to show you is curl flat. Now this play is very, very good when you need a lot of yards. So I'm talking 3rd and 30, something like that. That's when I would whip this play out. If they're running a lot of man coverage or giving the same look, you can just throw this in anyways. It's a deeper corner route, which is what makes it good. So we are going to call cover 3 again. So here's what the play looks like, and the reason it's so good is because that Tyreek Hill corner route is much, much deeper than other corner routes you get. So it's actually going to get behind pretty much all zone drops. It's actually going to end up finishing, what are we at right now? We're at the 39. It's going to finish about 30, 35 yards downfield. So it's going to get behind pretty much all zone drops. What you're going to want to do, let's say it's 3rd and 30. I'm going to delay fade my tight end. I'm going to streak the outside receiver. I'm going to block my running back. I'm going to put a Hardman on the backside on an in route, and I'm going to smart route it to whatever distance we need. And then I'm going to double team this outside pass rusher. And watch what happens as I roll out left. Mahomes doesn't have inside deadeye. He doesn't have set feet lead, and he still was able to make that throw about, again, 30, 35 yards down the field. So once again, once you delay fade your tight end or block him, it makes it extremely easy to double team the outside. And then when you roll out, and again, I'm getting a weird throw because he's actually breaking off that double team. But as you can see, it's just a deep corner route. It's good against man as well. So I am going to run a man look this time and show you guys. So that is man coverage right here. I'm going to get off that guy. And I want to show you guys, especially if you have short in elite, it's going to make that route super crisp. And he didn't really get super open. But as you can see, we still ended up getting the pass off about 40 yards. But if you have short and elite, he's going to just snap off his man, and it's going to be wide open. So a great play to bring out when you need a lot of yardage, or just to throw in if you want to take a little bit more of a shot. But yeah, that curl play is a great play. So that is going to do it for the ebook. I know it was a long video, but I gave you guys a ton of information. And honestly, what I gave you is an offense that, if run correctly, you could literally run it at the highest level. This is the best offense in the game. Hope you guys have fun beating up on some people online, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, be sure to leave it in the comments down below. Other people might be able to answer it. You can also join my Discord or check me out when I'm live at twitch.tv/mazomatic. I can answer questions there, and you can watch me play and have some fun over there. But anyways, guys, I will be seeing you in the next video.
Now I'm on the outside.